Hey guys, my name is Mousavi and I'm here today with Novantum. I've been in the financial industry for the past 3 years at this point. I'm a licensed advisor and I get to help individuals with understanding how personal finances exactly work. That includes topics such as building wealth, tax efficiency, protecting their income, both on personal level or both on their corporation level. And over the next few minutes, I'm hoping to bring a lot of value and share also about how I got started in the financial industry as an entrepreneur, coming from no background of running a business in the past. What are some of the main challenges I overcame, as well as what are some of the main lessons I learned, as well as helping you understand about the basics of financial literacy.
Was there a defining moment or experience that made you realize how important it is to help others understand their finances? And what sparked your personal interest in it?
As I've mentioned in the first example, in the beginning, it wasn't just about the financial literacy for me at least, but even beside the example I just gave, there are some accounts in Canada called RDSP, Disability Saving Plan, which individuals who are dealing with disability, they're qualified to open them. And I've sat down over at least 5 to 6 individuals who knew people who would be qualified to use an RDSP account, but have never ever heard about it. Even beside that, sitting down with individuals who are new to Canada or people who think there are only certain aspects that traditionally we think are the only way to get to build wealth. And after sitting down with them, educating and also show them what are all the available options and seeing that spark in their eyes, seeing that they can actually see a better future and building wealth by any means is not complicated. It's just about the matter of understanding the basics and having a plan behind it. Those moments have completely also changed my mind to also look at this not as a business just to get to make money, but at the same time, as I mentioned, offer value to people.
What are some of the biggest misconceptions you see when it comes to personal finance or investing in Canada, especially among younger Canadians or newcomers?
That's a good question. So I can tell by far is not having an urgency to learn about the information and at the same time believing that it's important to learn it once someone is making a very, very high amount of income. And that is nothing far more than truth. And the reason is because financial literacy is a lifestyle. Being financially literate is like a lifestyle. The same way that you go to the gym, the same way that you eat healthy, having a healthy financial habit is the exact same idea. And by just simply understanding the basics of financial literacy, anyone can understand that building wealth by any means is not about having a high amount of income. It's nothing about being a genius. It's just simply understanding how to save money, how to grow the savings, how to be tax efficient, and how to protect the entire process. And any individual, regardless of the current saving, regardless of the current income, can build wealth. Obviously, the more of the income, the more they can contribute to the future, the more wealth they can build. But that by any means doesn't mean that we have to wait until we earn a high income. And the sooner we learn about the information, the earlier we can actually be ahead when it comes to our financial life as well.
And you've worked with people at very different life stages. What are 2 or 3 financial habits or mindsets that are often overlooked, but would make the biggest long-term impact if adopted early?
Great question. So I would definitely say not saving money as a habit. I give an example. We have to pay rent no matter what. We have to pay for food no matter what. We have to pay for transportation if we have to, no matter what. These are our non-negotiables. But a lot of people don't treat saving money and investing for the future as a non-negotiable. And I can tell you exactly why. Last week, I sat down with an individual who makes over $180,000 a year. This person is in his late 50s at this point, close to retirement, and he has less than $10,000 saved up. And when I actually look at his financial habit, it wasn't because he wasn't earning a high income. It was rather because he didn't actually understand how to save money a lot early on.
What was your first experience like onboarding a client on your own? Was there a point where you felt, yes, this is really starting to grow?
Great question. I never forget my first time. It's like, your first time you're doing something and you're quite nervous, your voice is shaking, your body language shaking, you try to hold it back. I remember when I first closed my first client, I was like running around my office for 10 minutes yelling, yes, I did it. It was a great experience. But besides being nervous, I can tell I feel proud. And I feel proud because I walked out of my comfort zone. I got my first client, but at the same time, I feel a lot more proud because I saw how I'm actually offering value. As an example, my first client, she got an insurance policy with me and she had some investment with me going on. And Just understanding about the fact that this lady is actually trusting in me for a financial future, trusting me to help her to grow her wealth so she can actually retire in the future, and trusting me to protect her family with the right insurances in case of unexpected. Just knowing that someone has a level of trust within you, the level of confidence, the level of belief that I had in myself, and the sense of pride that I have within me, it was an absolutely unreal experience. And even every time I get to close a client, every time I get to sit down with an individual, and even if you don't know business, but I educate them about how money works, at the end, I walk away feeling a lot more proud because knowing I offered value. And as I've mentioned, in the world of business, it's not about you, it's about value. You provide value, you get compensated to a level that you deserve to.
So a question that I had is, what is the main difference between going to a financial advisor at a bank or going to a independent financial consultant?
Great question. I would tell three main reasons. Number one, we have to first understand how does the banking system in Canada actually works. There are two main departments. One of them is called to be the branch level banking. One of them is called to be the private level banking. Branch is something everyone have access to, like a branch of BMO, a branch of TD. Private level banking is a place specialized for ultra high net worth people. And usually they're only willing to help people who have at least millions of dollars to invest because they can actually offer tailored and specialized financial planning. What we do as an organization is provide the same private level experience, but not just for the ultra high net worth people, for everybody in Canada, regardless of their financial background. Second reason is the fact that as an independent advisor, we have access to a wide variety of products and companies. As an example, if you go to a certain bank, they might not want to offer you a different company's product just because it's going to be better for you. But when you work with an independent advisor, at that time, it's not about what the company offers, it's more about what is best for you. Think about it as, for example, an Apple Store versus going to a Best Buy. What's the difference? Apple Store only offers Apple products. Best Buy offers different companies' products. We can actually see which one works better for you. And the last reason, what we pride our team upon is having a customized financial education before helping any individual. And we get to spend 2 to 3 sessions with them, first explain them exactly how does personal finance in Canada work. And if at then they would love to take action on that, then we design a fully customized financial plan for them. So at the time we want to propose them a financial plan, they don't feel we are speaking Chinese to them. They can actually be a decision maker and we can just simply help them to get to where they want to get to in the future. So these becomes 3 main reasons that why will make a difference between working with us and with a traditional bank.
Can you explain the real difference to people about what's the difference between a financial advisor at a bank and a financial consultant that's independent?
There are a few key differences, and we have to first understand how does the banking system in Canada actually works, because there are mainly 2 different departments involved with it. The one that most people have heard about is called the branch level banking, while there's another department called the private level banking. And private level is usually available for ultra high net worth people who have at least millions ready to start investing. And the idea behind private level banking is to offer specialized financial services, which in reality, everyone in Canada could benefit from, but unfortunately only available for the ultra high net worth people. Now, one of the main benefits of working with an independent advisor is the fact that they could have access to the same private level services, but instead of just helping the ultra high net worth people, help anyone in Canada regardless of their financial background. In addition to it, providing education as well as tailored financial understanding so people can actually completely get the idea of personal finances behind making a decision. And thirdly, as an independent advisor, we can have access to multiple companies at the same time. So instead of only choosing one company, we can actually shop around within the whole marketplace and see which company can offer the best services. And it's more about the client than more about representing the company at the end.
I'm going to ask you, what drew you to, were you always interested in becoming an entrepreneur, or is that something that just came with the job?
I definitely wasn't, no. I was inspired to be a musician. That was I didn't have a guitar tattoo as well. And that was my first dream ever. Being an entrepreneur, I can put it this way, people don't know what they don't know. And I didn't know about the benefits of being an entrepreneur and about the potential it could offer until, again, I met Nemo for the very first time. And that was my first door to get, my first introduction door to get introduced to the world of entrepreneurship. When I got introduced, that's when I fell in love with it right away. But I didn't know from the beginning because, as I've mentioned, people don't know what they don't know.
So what would be some of the benefits of being an entrepreneur in your eyes, from yours?
First of all, entrepreneurship, in my opinion, is a self-improvement journey with a great compensation model attached to it, because you get paid based on the value provided. And you have to also understand in the beginning, you will be working a lot while being underpaid. And that would require a high level of mental toughness, in my opinion. So not only have you to grow yourself and your mindset and your skill set as a person, think a lot more productive and tap into self-improvement, but at the same time, you get to make a huge amount of difference in people's life, a lot more than just a simple 9 to 5. In addition to it, as an entrepreneur, you can actually take control of your time in the future. In many cases, what I personally never liked about being an employee, which is nothing wrong with it, but in my personal preferences, I didn't like the idea of getting told what to do and what not to do, and I didn't like the idea of getting paid based on someone else's opinion. I would have loved to make as much money as I believe I personally deserve to. That includes making 6 figures, 7 figures, 8 figures, but just having that flexibility that's up to how much money you can make and being able to become financially free was definitely a very, very attractive point in my opinion when it comes to entrepreneurship. I personally believe any individual in North America have to try entrepreneurship. It doesn't mean that they must drop out everything and they must start a big business. Not at all. But to a scale, getting exposed to entrepreneurship, because it actually teaches you how to think outside of the box. It teaches you to learn skill set by yourself. And even more importantly, it teaches you how to be a better communicator, because there is nobody can help an individual if you don't communicate with them about the impacts that it can actually provide to their life as well.
What advice would you give to people who are going to become entrepreneurs, and how was having a mentor?
Number one advice before starting a business, be clear exactly about why you want to do it. Is that because you want to provide an impact? Is that because you don't want to be an employee? Or is it because you like lifestyle, you like making a lot of money? Is it because you want to be an influential person? Is it because you want to become famous? Is it because you want to travel a lot and want to have flexibility? Get clear on exactly why you want to start a business. Now here's the thing, it could be a mix of all of them. But in addition to getting clear on why you want to start a business, also find yourself someone who can teach you the information you learn. In the world of business, mentorship is a very, very high-hit industry. As an example, we have people like Ed Mylett, Tony Robbins. It was about how important was having a mentorship part. Now, after you get clear on why you want to start a business, why is it important to even have a good mentor? Because here's the idea. It's imagine you want to go on a hike that you have no idea about how the hike is going to be. And someone can come to you and say, at this part of a hike, you're going to experience some level of challenges. At this part of a hike, you might come across an animal. Don't worry, they're friendly. But later on the hike, the animals, oh yeah, they're going to hurt you. You got to be prepared for them. And imagine you had no idea about going for that hike. You might come across the first animal and you might be a little bit way too aggressive with them and they might not like it. Or a second animal, you might come across them and you're gonna be a lot friendly with them, but they're aggressive and you might get hurt. So it's the exact same idea when it comes to the world of business. If an individual has already went through what you want to go through, all it means is that it's gonna make your life a lot easier. As a matter of fact, coaching is one of the highest paid industries across the whole world, because people like Ed Mylett, Tony Robbins, these individuals have achieved a very, very high level of success, and it can make an absolutely big amount of difference on people's success as well, basically. So having a great mentor is very important, but here are my few tips when it comes to having a good mentor. Number one, know their background and connect with them. Before getting started with my current mentor, I already had some other mentors in different areas. But the thing though was that I wasn't really connecting with them and getting advice from them and just calling them my mentor was kind of hard for me. But one thing I really like about my current mentor is the fact that we both come from the same background, we both have a very same vision in life, and at the same time, I really admire what he has achieved in his life. So when he wants to give me advice, I would love to trade places with him, so I would clearly also take his advice as well. That's number one. And number two, also a mentor who has achieved what you want to achieve, or even if they're not quite there yet 100%, they're on a path to get there, and you can get an energy from them that, yeah, they're successful, they're going places, so I want to go with them as well. These are my main takeaways when it comes to finding a mentor.
What strategies helped you build trust with your new clients early on, especially in an industry where people often are skeptical or overwhelmed?
Especially when it comes to finances, it's like medicine. Trusting someone with your money is not something easy, and I can tell by far the most impactful strategy, not just in finance but any business, is simply being honest. Here's the thing, in the beginning, people would realize that you're new to this. People would realize you might not know all the answers, but you know what they would definitely appreciate? The fact that you're honest with them. I give an idea. If a client asks you a question and you don't know the answer to, instead of trying to guessing the answer, how about if you just let them know up front, hey, that's a great question. I'm not quite sure, but here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna write it down. In our next meeting, I give you full details. What does it do? First of all, they realize, wow, this person genuinely cares. He is not here just for money. He is not here just to make business. He is here because he wants to help. And at the same time, it's so easy to come up with a random answer. Everyone's doing it these days in the world of business. But having that honesty is definitely something important. Number two, continuous self-education, because the whole idea is that you can never know enough that is enough. Never is enough. As a matter of fact, the more you educate yourself, the more you invest in yourself and your knowledge, in your skill set, even your mindset, that will truly also reflect in your result and even your interaction with the clients that you have as well. So definitely honesty, as well as constant self-education. At the same time, just never be shy. If you're brand new to it, just accept it, go and help people. If you're experienced, great, go and help people. Just focus on how you can provide value and be a go-giver, not a go-getter.
With AI and digital tools rapidly reshaping how people access financial information, how do you see financial education evolving over the next 5 years? And how do we make sure it remains personal and not just digital?
Yeah, absolutely. So the thing is, it's not just finance. If you actually think about it, all industry these days are pivoting a lot more towards AI, and that traditional aspect is kind of vanishing. But here's the idea though. In the world of business, people don't necessarily want to work with you just because you know something that others don't know, because these days with ChatGPT, pretty much everything is accessible with a click. But people will do business because they trust in you and they know they can actually take care of their finance, they can take care of their inquiries, whatever they need help with at that point. That involves how they can actually connect with you. That involves how personal you are as a person and how good you're also building a trust with individuals. Because with AI coming up, traditionally we're gonna have a lot of big changes. But one thing that will be never replaced is that genuine human connection. And I believe if you can actually provide that, you are definitely very, very hard to replace. And even if you get replaced, you're probably gonna be one of the last areas that you will be replaced with.
With AI and digital tools rapidly reshaping how people access financial information, how do you see financial education evolving over the next 5 years? And how do we make sure it remains personal, not just digital?
Absolutely, because the thing is, AI coming up, it's not just finance, the whole world of business is completely changing, because these days, even with ChatGPT or a lot of AI tools, a lot of information is only one click away. So we don't lack information, but what we definitely lack, and we will need a lot more, is just a genuine human connection. The thing is, people wouldn't necessarily do business with you just because you know something others don't know, because these days with AI, pretty much anyone can know anything. It's more about how they can trust you, how trustworthy can actually come across, how much they even like you as a person, because one thing that AI can never replace is a genuine human connection. And even if AI actually start replacing the jobs these days, sure, and a lot of them can actually go away, but people who are actually good with communicating, people can actually make an impact on other people and can actually help others to just simply have a great relationship with each other. That is something that AI can never do.